Hey, what's up, Blazers fans? As you'll notice, it's me, Danny, and not Tara, and that's because this is going to be a little different role where I'm going to play a little bit more of a host here and throw to uh, Mrs. Tara Bowen-Biggs, who has a special message for you guys. Tara?
Hey, yeah, thank you so much, Danny. Hey, everybody on Blazers Edge, all the Blazers Edge listeners. This is going to be my last episode of the Blazers Edge podcast. I will be retiring, and that doesn't mean I'm like disappearing forever. I am just at a point in my life where I'm ready to have a little bit more free time, and this was the place where I could make that time. Danny, it's been so much fun doing the podcast. Hey, now, never mind. Never mind. The gloves are off. It's been a
no. I was saying I haven't been that much fun. You have fun. I am not. Listen, I'm not exactly Captain Fun, so that's all I'm saying.
I have to say, like when I started doing the weekly pod, I mean, obviously I started with Joe. We did it a couple times a month, and that was great. And then when Dave was ready to move on to something else, and he asked if I would come on and be your co-host, the thought terrified me.
Are you going to tell everybody why? Was it because you used to yell at me every time you would listen to Dave and I?
Right. It was kind of exciting because I did used to yell at you a lot. Like I'd be walking down the street listening to you guys talk, and I'd be like, wait, what are you talking about? And then I realized I was going to have the opportunity to actually ask you that face to face. And it took me a while to actually get up the nerve to say, hey, wait a minute. But I learned so much about basketball. It's been fun. And I think maybe I like to think just a little bit that maybe I had a tiny little bit of an influence on you. Would you ever admit that?
A little bit. Just a little bit. I'll give you that one. That's your going away present. little bit.
Well, you arranged some pretty awesome.
Little bit of joy.
Yeah. You found a little bit of joy. Well, you had that joy, but you stopped hiding it as much.
Cloaked in darkness.
Well, I think what I wanted to do was with the podcast was get to the bottom of trying to understand some things about the game, but also like just get to the bottom of the fact that we both love this team. And that was one thing I didn't understand when I was just listening to you and Dave. I was just trying to understand that basketball, and this gave me a chance to get to know you and how much the team actually meant to you, because it means a lot to me. And I think that's what's so fun and special about Blazers Edge is that it's, people come there on purpose because the team means so much to all of us. And so it's been a great ride. Thank you for all of the things that I've learned from you. Thanks for getting like 3 awesome guests for us to finish off. Talking to Gary Trent Jr. was like, everybody knows that I must know that what a thrill that was to get to know him and for him to actually be a totally awesome kid, which was like no surprise, but that was super fun.
My only regret was that I was not able to get out for a communion for you. Efforts were made, but I was not able to acquire said player.
Oh, so, really? Efforts were made?
Efforts were made. Yeah.
Oh.
Getting a hold of Chief was a little bit difficult. He is pretty much off the grid. So.
Isn't that why we love him so much?
Pretty much.
I think. Well, anyway, thank you to everybody who's made this whole run at Blazers Edge awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you, Dan. Don't lose my number, because, I may end up finding myself yelling at you so much now that I don't have this weekly outlet that I force my way back onto the show.
We'll have the Tara text line during the podcast.
That's a good idea.
We'll do a couple live shows. I'll throw them up on the YouTube channel. We'll go live and you can call or text in.
Right. Well,
whoever the new co-host is.
Well, I was going to bring that up, so as far as transition goes, I don't think we can make any announcements yet.
No, very soon.
But we are working on, who's going to be your co-host, and are you going to have a few for a while? Is that kind of what the plan is?
We will rotate through, I think, a couple guest co-hosts. Everybody will know Steve DeWalt here at Blazers Edge. He will come in and guest host at some point in time. My other co-host at my other job, Joe Simons, has agreed to come in and step in for a few. And then I hope to be able to announce here shortly, once we get through some contractual stuff, a new permanent co-host. But we'll have a few guest hosts in the meantime, and then once we're ready to go, we'll make that announcement. And I think everything's gonna have a nice transition after the groundwork that you laid here over 5 years.
Awesome. Well, I hope so, and I look forward to listening to it and seeing what happens and sending all my show notes for you.
Perfect. I'll send you an outline of the show in your memory.
Wait a minute. Now you're gonna start planning? Now you're gonna start planning?
For everybody who knows, I none of this is scripted. None of it.
I tried when we first started going to make some nice little outlines and have a plan of what we were going to talk about, and who was all Mr. Oh, I'll just do whatever. We'll just roll with it.
I mean, I had like 4 bullet points.
Yeah, we rolled with it. It was good.
It's been a blast doing it these last 4 years with you, Tara. I really appreciate it. Everything that you've done and everything you've brought to the site and to the podcast. And I want to wish you the best of luck in whatever you do, and know that you're always welcome back here.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And thanks to everybody who has listened and been so supportive over the past several years. I look forward to seeing you all on Twitter, because I'm still going to keep tweeting, and you'll probably all still end up muting me eventually, because I know I tweet a lot, but I sure have fun. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
See y'all later.